going up in price too. It ought to be getting probably, I think right now it's around $30 or $40 an ounce. So it'll be getting $100 an ounce before too long on silver.
Yeah, the receiver on this thing is great.
I gotta remember that I actually gave $5 an ounce for.
I'm fighting with this tripod. It does not to go where I want it. So we're on 3916, which is kind of a rag chew group on there. I don't know, they're like all Midwest and different places.
He ought to be worth a fortune. He's kind of heavy, old Tomcat. There you go. Yeah. I'm wondering about $2 bills since they quit making. I wonder how long it's going to be before they start having value. Oh, I got a whole stack of 8 by 10 penny ones. I got two 1928s, a couple of 53 or 60 $32 bills way back. Anyway, I've got those. Tell us about it. About what? Well, was Haley glad to talk to us? Oh, yeah. I said, the guy that's there at the desk is up here on the radio right now, so he came in here and wanted to chat for a little bit before he headed out the door and went home. Well, I'm glad she come in and said hello, anyway. Yeah, she, earlier, she came over here, I don't know, we've been sat around here gabbing like we usually do, and laughing and stuff, and then she brought trivia this evening, too, and, we were doing pretty good with the trivia, and I was keying on giving the answers. There you go. You really like trivia. Yeah, they do all kinds of things on the three-wheelers now. They got the Wayback Machine trivia. It's a lot of fun. So I'm usually asleep at that time. Yeah, well, it's not on the three-wheelers. It's the fourth three-wheelers from 9:45 or 50 or so. Roger.
And then if we want to go down lower, we push the button down here. It goes to 800.
Just a radio operator's dream. Denny's exact, except there at that Yazoo 9000 with that big alpha, and he looks out the window and he can see that antenna while he's turning it and talking on it. Anyway, I sure was envious of him. But you know what, I'm pretty content on my little old Delta loop out here on these three little strings and my little SB Tucson 220, this little Soul Brother 220 just to kick it right along.
Soul Brother? Yeah, I wonder what SB stands for.
Doing me a good job. It's the cleanest one I've ever seen fly, even though it was made in 1969. What kind of wattage are you getting out of it? It talks about 11. 50L hit 12. That's with a 75 to 85 watt drive.
I don't know how these guys get radios that do 75 or 85 watts.
You can drive them a little more, but the power supply in these is not set up to do that. You wouldn't want to do it much. The power supply wouldn't handle it. If you put about 110 in there, it'll do legal limit. It's got the old original 3500 IM inside in it, so it's got a good set of tubes that are putting out full power.
What in the hell did he say? Sure didn't sound like my mouth.
Good deal.
Anyway, it's really weird that anybody would not have their radio up all the way into an SB220. Why would you turn your radio down to 75 watts? They don't do more than 1200 watts in stock form, even with 100 watts drive. So, and they don't do 1500 watts unless you maybe do something like 200 watts into it with a 200 watt radio. That's just really weird.
But they're not terribly loud. It clicks pretty good both ways.
The more I listen to people on ham radio, I really wonder.
I can give you the dead key and put it running and click it off and on. I don't think you can.
Earlier, these guys were discussing. One particular guy has
They're pretty quiet.
2 radio stations, kind of like what I have, one in the house and one out in the shop. And these other people that he talks to all the time told him it would be okay to have, he's got 2 different antennas, to have those antennas hooked to different radios, and that he doesn't need to worry about it, and that transmitting on one antenna shouldn't be able to damage an ICOM radio because they're better than you. So that's what they told him. The guy came on there and said this to us, so we're like, no, dude. Go ahead and take the coax off of your other antenna and stick it in your mouth while you key up the other one and put 100 watts out of it and see what happens. I mean, if you have 2 antennas near each other, the other antenna is a 20-meter antenna, okay? Well, big deal. It's a dipole. Even if you're 1,000 feet away from that antenna and you're transmitting at 100 watts, there's going to be at least a few watts going out of that coax and on the other antenna. It's going to pick it up. And this guy has damaged a few radios and amplifiers and other things. And I think that he thinks that he can just leave the other radios hooked up and then use the other antenna, and that it shouldn't be a problem. And it's just not the case. I've heard some really ridiculous stuff lately. I mean, just I had been listening to these guys talk. The guy was complaining about how noisy an SB220 was that he bought. And he said he couldn't wait to get his new Mercury amplifier because it was going to be so much quieter. And then he told everybody, because they asked him, well, what are you using for a tuner? He's like, oh, I'm just going to use the tuner in the FTDX10 to tune the amplifier. What? So anyway, he apparently thought the tuner needs to go before the amplifier to tune everything up. You might get away with that on a tube amplifier, but not a solid state. The solid state amplifier's output is 50 ohms. You know, a tube amplifier, let's say you got an SB220 and you hook it to your antenna, and your antenna looks like 3 to 1. Just tune the amp for maximum power output, and the Pi network and the amp, it'll match to the antenna's mismatch. And then the input of the amp should look like 50 ohms to whatever radio is hooked to it, as long as it has a tuned input. But these guys are just like twice my age or whatever, and they've been doing this all their life, and they don't know anything. I don't get it. Well, they're not twice my age, but, you know, they're like I'm not 50 yet, so, and these guys are like 60, 70, 80 years old, and they don't know what they're doing. Like, wow. So, anyway, so we'll listen to this radio for a little bit, tune around the band, see what we can find. Not a lot on here. Let's go down lower. Should be the Spanish station here. They're usually right there. Go 6. Pretty dead. Let's go up to 40 meters. Peak the pre-select. What frequency are we on? 0. 10. So it's 0 to 100. On 40, you'll have to tune the pre-selector probably a couple times. Should be FT8 over here somewhere. Yep. 100. Should probably hear Paul in Spain. 20 meters on the ham clock don't really look that good. It's probably Paul. Scottish guy in Spain. One thing I noticed, this radio doesn't have any kind of shift or width control. So it's very much like a one-on-one. Seems like he disappeared. But he likes to get on 7171 in the evening here, and then he usually goes up to 20 meters. And we used to talk to him pretty much whenever, all the time. And then there was the guys in Italy that would come on a lot too. I haven't heard them. I wonder if he QSY'd already. Pretty noisy.
EQSL from them if you can, or a regular paper QSL.
Check.
And it's an honorary thing because you get all the confirmation, and then you can fill out the form that you can pull off of the HHHnet website. Fill that out. Just put on each. Actually, you could even don't have to just wait till you get a log. You can start a log. You can pull it and print it out. Print out the log starting like even today. and just fill that log in. It shows when you got your confirmation, the state, your contact info, the date, time, and all that stuff, signal reports, and so it's kind of an honorary thing, so they don't ask you to send a copy of every QSL card or whatever you get, but anyhow, once you get them all your confirmations, then you can submit that. I think it's like with a couple of dollars, and submit that to the net admin there, and then you'll get a member number.
Alright guys, that's enough of that. I gotta switch this radio and see if I can get the 101ZD working.